Sevenfold, who have announced they're going back out on tour. The Life is But a Dream North American Tour. They're going to do arenas all through the spring, bringing Poppy and Sullivan King. Is doing some wild stuff out there. So that's a good lineup. Saturday, March 9th, they'll do the Romo Fijo. RocketMortgageFieldhouse.com for the details. If you are an A7X fan, this is the time to put these in your hands. Caller 10, good luck. 2 for Avenged Sevenfold. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
If you can't beat them, join them. And if you can't join them, send a strongly worded letter asking why your application was rejected. Another helpful tip from the Alan Cox Show
on 100.7 WMMS.
Played Sullivan King on 2 Hours to Midnight a couple of weeks ago. That guy does wild stuff. It's like some metal and EDM, and might be an acquired taste, but listen, so is Avenged Sevenfold. We'll see, but I will have those tickets for you the remainder of the week. Our friend Chris Frangiola is going to be back in here on Wednesday, doing a couple of nights at Hilarities. Who else is going to be on the show? Weird Al Yankovic next week.
Well, I just watched UHF with some buddies. Goddamn, I love that movie.
Great movie.
So funny. Holds up, too.
Hoping to have Sebastian Maniscalco on, Kathy Griffin, going to try to squeeze them in. Next Thursday will be our last live show of 2023. So try to squeeze in as many people as I can. I started watching Sebastian's new show on HBO.
How is it?
It's called Bookie. I liked it. Man, I like him.
Looks like an interesting show.
Yeah.
I like the idea. I like the premise.
I got to get more episodes in week to week. All these shows, boy.
Yeah, you don't like the week-to-week thing. I like the build-up.
I know. People like to let them stack up and then watch them all. But again, that wasn't the point of streaming. Everything is like cable now again. So, first world problems to be sure, but you listen to us on iHeartRadio. I like to know where people are. See this big, people go, Alan, what's the map? That's our bureau chief map. Those are the push pins of people who have contacted the show over the years. So since we rolled out the iHeartRadio app, allowing people to listen all throughout North America, and they tell us where they do that from out of state. Austin is in Houston.
Huh.
Braley listens in Denver. Nick is in San Francisco. Rachel listens in Redmond, Oregon. Nate is one of our bureau chiefs in Tacoma, Washington. There's a town about an hour south of Tacoma. Speaking of which, it's called Rainier, Washington.
That's where the mountain is.
Mount Rainier.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy was running for city council there. A guy named Damian Green was running for city council in Rainier, Washington. And he said that he thought it would be too self-aggrandizing to vote for himself. And he lost by 1 vote.
You played yourself, player.
That's not real.
If you don't vote for yourself, why would you expect anyone else to? Like, what does that mean? Well, I thought... Well, I'll let him tell it.
I didn't feel comfortable voting for myself. I thought it was kind of narcissistic. So I didn't.
We have no changes to the results. It looks like Mr. Roth unofficially is leading, and so it become official this afternoon at 4 o'clock during our canvassing board meeting.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep, his opponent won by 1 vote. Now, it would have been a tie, obviously. He would have had some kind of runoff or something like that. But yeah, I don't want to vote for myself. Why would you not vote for yourself?
That's insane.
Why are you, egotistical? Politics is all ego, all right? It's showbiz for ugly people. That's why they call it that. Didn't vote for himself and lost by 247 to 246 votes. This is not a large town, obviously, and this is not some major election. I think the guy, works in a body shop or something like that. But, he didn't feel comfortable voting for himself. Isn't that always what you do? Don't they always, any election, they used to show the candidate casting his or her vote, and you knew it was for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Well, it should be.
Of course, you're asking other people to put their faith in you, and you're not even doing it yourself. They spent an hour recounting the 555 ballots submitted from voters, and his opponent won by one vote.
Wow.
Because
How upsetting. Dude, I'd be so
his
mad.
opponent said he's very grateful for his wife, who insisted he vote for himself. It sounded like he wasn't even going to do it either. And the wife goes, "You've got to vote for yourself, dummy." This is why wives and girlfriends are pretty smart. Guys don't like to admit it. But if you got a good one, she knows what she's talking about.
I don't think wives and
You
girlfriends
gotta
are really smart.
shut up, Poundcake. You gotta let your woman point you in the right direction sometimes. You don't think they're what?
I don't think they're really smart.
You've never had one.
I've had girlfriends.
You've never had a wife or a girlfriend.
I've had girlfriends before.
Not like that.
Not in the 7th grade. I'm talking about grown-ass men
The 7th,
who
8th,
need to
and 10th.
let their women. You got to let them scoop some out of you. You have to be willing to do that.
You mean to tell me my 4-month relationship in the 9th grade wasn't?
No, you liked men at that time.
You don't know what I liked at that time.
Even if you didn't like men at that time, it was the 10th grade. There's no
I ain't
stakes.
gay no more.
I like women's.
Oh, no, it was,
I don't like men's no more.
it was 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. So those 4 years, I was, I had bitches on my arm.
Break every yoke. Break every yoke. He's delivering you now. Whatever it is you need God to do, he just told you it's done right now. What did you come here for? What did you come down here for? Tell me. To get delivered more. To get delivered. Do you believe that the Lord tonight
He said, "Lord."
He did.
Lord.
has set you free?
Yes, sir.
Turn around and tell those people. Tell them. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women.
Look at that tie. Come on, man.
I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup.
That's what gay means to these dummies. I will not carry a purse and wear makeup. Oh, I love it.
I don't like men's no more.
I don't like men's no more.
Delivered.
Yeah.
They had his ass on baddies or bad boys of Los Angeles on Zeus. They had him on a reality show and he left.
What is Zeus?
Zeus is that hood network where it's a
Well,
bunch
I thought that was Bouncers.
No, this is a
Wow.
subscription service. This is like you get all like the actual fights that they can't show on actual network TV.
I see.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I said women. I'm not gay. I said women. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
I'm delivered.
Delivered.
Yeah.
He's delivered
To the Lord.
from the Lord.
Period.
That was like a heavy metal remix of that.
I think
or
there is,
something. No, it's a slow jam. Oh, wait. Here, I think here it is. Hold on.
Whatever it is you need God to do, he just told you it's done right now. What did you come here for? What did you come down here for? Tell me. To get delivered more. To get delivered. Do you believe that the Lord tonight has set you free?
Yes, sir.
Turn around and tell those people. Tell them. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay.
Oh, it's great. Play that on 2 hours. Maybe if I repeat it over and over again quickly, people. And he's got this look on his face like,
Sold
am I
it.
selling this? Is
Yeah.
anybody buying?
No one's
What
buying.
I'm selling.
No,
Anyway.
No one's buying that.
10th grade Poundcake had a girlfriend, but that's not what I'm talking about. Because you didn't stick with it,
No.
and you're not having any better luck with the guys
No.
now that you're loud and proud.
And that's why I'm saying I might as well go back to women.
You might as well go back to women.
Yeah, it's a new challenge.
Yeah, but you were never, you've never had a girlfriend as a grown man. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah, I know.
You have to find a grown woman to date you,
I just go
knowing
to her.
you're gay. What woman is gonna do that?
I'll just tell her, listen, I am delivered. I'm not gay no more.
I ain't gonna wear a purse.
I like women.
Yeah. Well, listen, man.
And that's
It's a
follow your
foolproof
bliss.
plan, to be honest.
shut up, Mary.
I didn't say anything.
See, I'm already a good boyfriend.
Look it, you're killing it.
Mike in Parma says maybe Poundcake can get delivered by the Lord if it's delivered by Uber. I screwed it up.
Come on, Alan.
I suck.
Professional broadcaster.
know.
10 more minutes.
If you do listen, so Nate in Tacoma sent me the thing about the guy who didn't vote for himself and lost by 1 vote.
That's
but
so funny.
if you listen in the app, you can leave us messages there.
All right. I'm listening to the podcast from Thursday, and you're talking about saving your foot dust to sell.
Yep.
Aren't you a little bit scared that they're going to do some kind of Jurassic Park-ish with that foot dust? Make a Marysaurus Rex or something weird like that? Love you, love me, hate the show, bye.
Are you worried about that? Them taking
Can
your
they do that?
your foot shavings and someone extracting? I mean, if they were able to get a
Is there
fly out of
DNA in
amber,
dead skin?
of course,
It's dead though.
but it's still
got
got your
DNA.
stuff in it. That just means it's not currently. It's still genetic material. That's why when they go out and they have
But
to.
the whole point of Jurassic Park was that the mosquito was like saved in the amber.
Right, but what do you think they're doing when they go out and they find dead skin cells and blood from a crime scene? They still swab that. It can match the DNA to people.
Well, that'd be cool, man.
God, we watch 2020 has this series of this one was called Blood Mountain. They're on Netflix. It's about the US Park Service, and when it's called like Wild Crime, I think is what the series is called. But we watched one called Blood Mountain about this dude in North Carolina 15, 20 years ago that was just going through the national parks in Georgia, North Carolina, and just killing people.
Oh, yeah.
Like when
It's
they're sleeping in tents and stuff?
No,
Oh.
like he was on these heavily trafficked trails, and they couldn't figure out why there were no witnesses when like this girl that went to University of Georgia got abducted, and this elderly couple was out, and he like kills the mom and kills the dad. It was so weird. They finally find the guy because some dude is watching television. And he's like, this guy applied for a job at my company 15 years ago, and I immediately thought he was creepy. He knew the guy's name. That's how they found the guy. But it was only 3 or 4 parts to this particular. That's what I like, is there seem to be more and more documentaries now that are just 3 and 4 parts, which is
still
great.
just keep it a 1-part thing and probably still cut it down a little bit.
Do you make more money the more parts it is?
No.
So
I mean, I think these initially aired on ABC if it's a 2020 production. But they're on Netflix. That's where Gwen found them, and then we started watching the Blood Mountain one where this guy it was awful because I mean, these families who don't know where their daughter is and they're holding out hope, but then they're like, no, we found her. But the guy was like, he'd kill people, but then he'd cut their heads and their hands off and put those somewhere else. And these national parks, you're talking millions of acres. I mean, there have to be so many undiscovered dead people in the national parks. They still haven't figured out who killed those people in the national park. Where is it? A couple of years ago, they killed them over in the. Remember they found those 2 bodies, and they're like, "Hey, anybody know what happened to these 2?" And over by what's the one where you used to have foot golf? Didn't they find somebody over there a couple of years ago?
Oh, yeah.
And they don't have anything on
Over
them.
the
Oh, yeah.
Rocky River Nature Preserve.
There you go. Rocky River Nature Preserve.
Rocky River Reservation, I think, actually. But, yeah.
Yeah, a 40-year-old guy and a 33-year-old woman. And I don't know that they ever determined what happened. That was summer of 2019. I don't know if they ever determined what happened with those people. Like, every 6 months, they'll be like, hey, we might have a new clue. But, you put bodies in the forest, and pretty soon there's nothing left. There's going to be, skeleton, but not much genetic material left.
Ooh, I think I shared this on my story, but I have the new way that I want to be buried. It's a sky burial. Do you know what a sky burial is?
No.
They shoot you out over a plane?
Tibetan sky burial. Basically, they can't bury people in the ground because it's too mountainous. It's just rock. So what they do is they just leave your body out, and vultures come and pick the meat off your bones, and that's that.
Why is it called a sky burial then?
Because
The birds come from the sky?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, birds aren't real though.
Well, I'm not
Now
about to
what?
be either after they're done picking the flesh from my bones.
Well, I might have seen a video of that on Instagram or something. Where
Yeah,
the guys,
I
like,
shared
haul
it
it. Is that what it was?
On my story
Maybe
today,
that's
because
what
I
I
was like,
saw.
this is how I want to go. Like, not go, but like want to be disposed of. And just do it down in Hinckley with the buzzards.
That's probably not legal here, though, is it? I mean, could you do that? People donate their.
Arrest the birds?
I mean, people donate their. Get over here, you dumb bird.
You're under arrest, bird.
Like, I
Stop
can
eating Bill.
literally fly away from you.
No, but there are people who donate their bodies to body farms. I mean, they plant them in the ground.
I want to be vulture
study
food.
decomposition. You just
Vulture
want to be
food.
out
Well,
and
like-
visible. And how do they? Yeah.
And originally, I wanted to be put into one of those pods that becomes a tree, but new front runner is
Sky burial.
sky burial. Tibetan sky burial. But do it in Hinckley.
Are there vultures in Hinckley?
There's buzzards.
Wow, really true to the station, you know?
Sky burial is a Western term. It is not used by Tibetans. Who
Yeah,
call,
that's what I figured.
Yeah. Giving alms to the birds. Well, listen, I think as time goes on, you're starting to see the chains move on things like euthanasia and assisted suicide, things like that. Maybe as we progress culturally, maybe sky burial, as things get prohibitively more expensive, maybe sky burial will become a thing here. Look at this photo I'm showing you right here off the sky burial Wikipedia page. This is them preparing a body.
Ooh,
I can't.
gross.
I hate that there's a.
And they're kind of cutting some of the meat off the foot there,
Yeah,
and
to get
they
them
are
primed.
getting them ready for the
Buzzards coming.
buzzards to come.
Ooh, that one's.
There's a body right there. The meat all picked off of it.
Yeah.
So,
That sounds painful. I
You're
know
dead.
you're dead.
but you're dead.
You're dead. Nothing hurts when you're dead.
Yes, that's true.
Not even emotional stuff.
But also, this seems to be more conducive to mountain regions because
New
the
vultures,
environment's
yeah.
probably different, and you just throw a body out the window and let the vultures go at it. It might have a different result
Yeah.
here in the United States.
Oh my God!
Just right back to nature. What's the
This
matter
is
with that?
really gross.
Well, it's a dead body.
I hate it.
It's called.
Why are we so
nature.
freaked out by
Circle
dead
of life.
bodies? Yeah.
Circle of life.
Yeah.
Because it's like dead.
The DNA in amber is because after millions of years, only then would the DNA degrade. The amber preserved it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to ship off my foot dust in amber casing.
No. You also don't want to sell it to somebody and then they sprinkle it around a crime scene.
How
Miss
would
Santora-
that even make sense?
They're
And
trying
I got
to.
a pedicure at the crime scene?
No.
They're just like your DNA.
It's just
traces of
DNA
your
stuff.
DNA.
Yeah, they don't know
It's
what
just
it
dead
is.
skin.
They go, oh,
you're
there's
shedding dead skin all the time.
They go, this body was covered in Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't look like that.
No, but they're going to test. I mean, they have to get so granular with these crime scenes, especially if it's in unforgiving territory like a park or a wilderness or something. They're going to be testing every bit of evidence they get, and it's going to come back to Mary Santora. We didn't.
Mary killed OJ's ex-wife.
There you go.
Whoa.
It's somebody trying to frame you.
That would be
New
upsetting.
evidence.
Have you made any enemies?
Not that I know of.
I'm gonna go read your comments again.
Oh, I haven't been online very much lately, so probably, actually.
Alan, I thought you were rude to Dick from Dayton the other day, so I called today to voice my opinion, and Poundcake was rude to me and called me ma'am.
I call everyone man. What are you talking about?
It's a circle of life.
And I wasn't rude. I wasn't rude to
What
her.
did she say?
Exactly what you said. And I said, would you like to go on and tell the show? She said, do you think I should? I said, sure. She said, never mind. I said, okay, ma'am. Well,
All right. Well, that's fine. Yeah, he's being fine to you.
You can text the show. She said, okay.
Yeah.
And she hung up.
Sounds like you're overly sensitive, ma'am.
She said she bawled.
By the way,
cried about Dick.
By
from
the way,
Dayton.
oh, stop.
That's
Grow
what she
up.
said.
I'm not rude to Dick, all right? He doesn't listen to what I say. So even if I was, it would never permeate his mind. I'm not rude to anyone who calls in unless they give me a reason to be rude or if they got me on a weird day. But even then, if you know one thing about me out there in the world, I'm unfailingly polite.
Yeah, old crone.
To a fault, quite frankly.